Hey, how's it going, Penguins? First, I'm going to show you guys a little bit how to use ball chasing to kind of look over your games and see how you're doing overall. So right here, I'm just on my replay page, and these are replays I've uploaded. I'll provide the link for you guys. So we're going to look at the game versus the Fire Ants. This was Wednesday evening's game, Game 3. First thing I like to do is go over to the stats page, and I go to Boost, this Boost tab here. Scroll almost all the way down to the bottom. You have the small pads here. So this is really important, and this is going to show how you're rotating out and using the boost lanes to maintain high boost. You see here you guys are a lot lower than the other team on small pads. The average I'm looking for from you guys is about 50 small pads per game. So Young Dylan's getting close on that. You guys are a little lacking. Also looking to steal as many big pads as we can. We actually stole 10 this game, which is pretty good, so pretty happy about that. It means you guys are probably actually rotating out across net and getting the other corner boost to boost starve the enemy. We got this boost pickup heat map here. I like to look at this just to see if there's anything that stands out. Plunger Hat has... looks like he picked up a lot of the bottom corners. I can't really correlate anything directly from that data, just... he might have just ended up being down there on rotation quite a bit. So that's nothing too big to worry about. We'd like to see smooth returns. And this especially shows you the boost lanes that you should be using. When you're rotating back post, let's say the ball's right here where Plunger has 14, and you miss the ball, you should be coming back and grabbing these 5 pads and returning to back post. And that's the typical return path you'd want to see. So you're not getting in the way of your teammates trying to come in and make a play, and you're also getting yourself a nice 50-60 boost there. Alright, move on to the next tab. So the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to quickly look at positioning. This isn't overly important. Just try to look at your guys' spacing from each other. Pretty even spacing. Looks like Young Dylan was probably a little far ahead. I'd guess he's probably just ball chasing a little bit, so he's probably actually out in front of you guys rather than trailing you guys. Oh, no, he might have been behind you guys with extra time in the defensive third. Anyhow, there's not too much you can pull from that versus just watching the actual game. These are good to look at. These are you guys' positioning heat maps. So what you'd like to see is pretty defined lines of boost lanes. We're not seeing too much of that here. It's not really that big of a deal because you just got to play the ball wherever the ball's at. Another thing you want to look for is not too much of this in the back of the net here, because you want to be coming across, making plays from the back post, making easy saves, not trying to, if you're just sitting in the net facing straight out, you're in kind of a penalty shot position where you're in a really tough position to save those top corner shots, where if you're facing here and you have a little momentum, it's easy to just go straight up and cover the corner you're on, or to go forward with boost and cover the other corner. Alright, next tab we're going to look at is the movement tab. What I look for here, I don't worry about any of the speed or any stuff like that, is I look at your guys' power sliding. That's team power sliding. So for you guys, you're all power sliding quite a bit. You can see Young Dylan's power sliding more than you guys. He's probably using his power slide more to recover and to do quick turns. So that's what we want to see, is a high power slide number like that. Oh yeah, reason to stand that Dr. Kincaid could improve his gameplay a lot by doing some quick turns and power slide recovery. So if I were his coach, that's definitely something I would focus on. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and watch the replay. If you guys aren't familiar with ball chasing, it's pretty much just like watching it normal. You just have little controls down here. You can speed it up or not. We're going to watch it at 1.5 times speed because I'm just going to try to cover stuff as I see it here. I might do some annotation, but I think my mouse is fairly visible on the screen here, so I don't think annotation is probably necessary. Okay, so right here, we talked about this with doing planned kickoffs. So right here, it looks like Italiu is trying to push the ball to Plunger Hat, which is good, so Plunger Hat should be turning upfield looking for that. But Young Dylan should be turning back to cover just in case a cheat gets a shot on net here. If the cheat had waited a little bit more, he would have had an open shot on net from this position. So it's good that Italiu is staying on the ball here because he has low boost and he should be the one passing and not giving up pressure here. Plunger Hat, you need to give him a little bit of space to make something happen. So Talia, right here, you end up rotating back ball side. So what's going to end up happening here is probably all three of you are going to end up on the same side of the field, which is something we're not looking for. Yeah. So we have all three of you on the same half. Definitely always want to have you guys have your spacing, and you kind of want to think about it like quadrants, and you kind of only want one person in each quadrant, typically at most, or at least thirds in the front. Yeah, Tal, you end up having to try to make a really awkward play there because you didn't just peel out this way, look for a bump, and return back post. Same thing with you, young Dylan. Right here, you make a play in the corner, and you turn back on the wall here. Had you just gotten down and returned through the boost lane towards the middle and towards back post, you'd have had a much better shot on this rather than coming straight at it. But I think right there when you turned up the wall, you're kind of just chasing the ball. And that's where if you'd have turned down, you'd have saved yourself a lot of time and you'd have got back a lot quicker. Yeah, and you would have been coming from the back post rather than front post, and you had a much better time pinching that out instead of pinching it in. Good kickoff win. Same thing where you both turned up field. If you're really confident that young Dylan's going to win the kickoff, I would do that, but I would just be careful with both of you turning up field. They didn't have a cheat that time, so if you see that and you call it out, if you guys are that aware, then that's fine. So right here, young Dylan, you need to give them a little bit of space to work. You're kind of pushing in. It ends up working out, but you are playing them really close as you were the last man, and that was a last man touch right there. Also, again, turning out and clearing across post, looking for the bump, and then grabbing either pads and coming back to play the 3 position, or grabbing corner boost and possibly playing the 2 position is what you want to be looking for. Right here, you're going to end up in no man's land for a while because you're kind of fighting with the Talia for boost, and you're both fighting for the same position. Oh yeah, you end up going all the way back and still not getting too much boost. Good clear out by Plunger Hat here. Plunger Hat, when you do this, you want to be making sure you're looking for something across the backboard over to your side of the field. Looks like nothing anyways. But you didn't have to go this far back, especially with Dylan and Talia there. You could kind of guess one of them should get possession. They're just together there because young Dylan's rotation there. Again here, young Dylan, you're flipping towards the net with 0 boost. That's really a bad sign. I mean, unless it was 100% for sure a goal, I would not be going for that. Talia's caught in a really bad position here where he's last. Luckily, they let him have the ball. Also, Talia, I think you end up going all the way back at some point here. Yeah, your team gets the ball here, and you're all the way back. So had you not went back so far, just watch the play develop a little bit more and just stay in a safe area, little past half field. And you'll be able to make a play on this ball a lot quicker, and you also won't be in a position to get the ball hit over your head into the net. Good return to back post by Plunger. So Talia, when you get in that awkward position like that, you get in a situation where you've kind of taken yourself out of the play because you've pulled up to front post, but you're facing straight towards the wall. If you can't play the ball here, just work on getting back post and let young Dylan make a play. That's why your three man's there. Is your 2-man, your job isn't to for sure get the clear, but to at least make a challenge or peel out and get boost. And you have young Dylan there to make the clear and make the save if necessary. So instead of taking a poor touch and having both of you waste boost, just peel out and let young Dylan know, say, I need help or someone else. So that way young Dylan knows to go there. Yeah, you end up cutting Plunger Hat here, and you have no boost too, Talia. Just due to the awkward situation you get in here. So you go straight towards net here, where you should be taking that J pattern we went over on the boost map. You should be grabbing these 3 pads, and then getting back post and looking to make the next save. Yeah, instead you're cutting Plunger, and now Plunger's in a bad position. Yeah, it's just an interesting situation here where, you're trying to make a play with the ball. Young Dylan, you're making a really rushed play when there's absolutely no one pushing this ball here. I think both of you might have had just a completely free ball that you're rushing at this point. Let's see. Yeah, right here, there's no reason to make any crazy plays or anything. This guy's not coming in. Both people are faced away. This guy might be looking to make a challenge. But as soon as right there, when he turns up field and he turns away, you guys know you have a free ball that you can just play. Plunger Hat, good job pushing up. So Young Dylan, right there, you did the power slide in the back of the net. And I really want to see you just getting to back post and having your car aligned parallel to back post. I'll add a clip in here for what I want back post rotations to look like. Alright, so real quick, we're going to cover back post rotations. So if you have the ball over in the corner here, and maybe you missed the clear out, what you want to be doing is grabbing 1, 2, 3 pads and returning back post like this. You're going to have a much better chance from here at making a save, coming out like that, than you're going to if you're in the net like this and it gets shot at you. It's a lot more difficult. Okay, again, we have both people turning up field, and it looked like they did have a cheat. Just really dangerous unless you're 100% sure you're not going to let the ball get killed in the middle here. So to tell you, not a bad idea to turn there, but you need to let Plunger Hat know you're going, so he doesn't also make an attempt here. He ends up holding off. Yeah, you guys end up in an awkward situation here just due to how you spaced off each other. Right here, Young Dylan has the ball, gains possession, and now you have Young Dylan turning towards the ball instead of just staying on this side of the field, and you probably end up with all 3 people on this side of the field again. Yeah, and Young Dylan gets bumped. Now here, Plunger Hat, you should know your last man, and Young Dylan and Natalia should be telling you you're last. So at this point, I think you probably made a desperate save, but you want to be trying to buy time for your team to get back. Looked like you actually did buy enough time, but Dylan got demoed. Yeah, so Dylan, you could definitely be pushing this ball. You should be able to see as soon as you get this side boost, Plunger Hat is facing the complete opposite way and definitely not coming into the play. So you could be pressuring this right now. Good choice to stay there. This is another situation where you have all 3 players in the same quadrant on the field. It's just due to Plunger Hat returning on the wall like this. So there's really nothing good you're going to do from here, Plunger. I mean, minus maybe getting something lucky. Yeah, you just end up taking yourself out of the play, and now Young Dylan's in a position where he wants to go, and you're in a position where you want to go because you're both returning in the same position towards the ball. Yeah, so right here again, we have all 3 players in the same quadrant. Italiu's getting out, though, and clearing across goal, which is good, what we want to see. Hopefully he'll get the corner boost, too. Yep. So Italiu, this is a perfect example of what playing the 2-man should look like. So when you get the 100 boost here, you should be looking for the ball to come across backboard and looking for the pass, especially with Plunger retreating at this point. So you should be looking to turn upfield and make a play here, and you should have had a play on this ball here. At least a 50. Oh, yeah, another bad situation here with everyone ending up in the same, in the same spot on the ball. So you have Young Dylan playing the ball in the corner for some reason. You're just kind of rushing it here. I don't think there's anyone anywhere near you here, Young Dylan, when you play this ball in the corner. Yeah, you definitely want to be just coming down and returning back post. Typically, no one makes good plays on the wall towards their net with the ball. And you're just causing confusion because now Italiu doesn't want a 50U on the wall. And Italiu should be going here. Plunger Hat should recognize he's last man as he can see both of you right now. And he should be turning around and getting ready to make a shadow defense. Yeah, he ends up going for it and getting beat. Yeah, a little unlucky there. But, Another note for Plunger Hat is you're going to want to be back post as much as you can to make saves like this. So right here, you should be coming in back post to make a save. I know you thought you were probably going to play the ball there, but couldn't quite get to it. But you definitely want to work on those back post rotations. This looks like one of those situations where we maybe didn't plan the kickoff as good. Yeah, you have both people coming upfield, and this is an open net right now if Dr. Kincaid had been able to hit this boomer. Luckily he didn't, and Young Dylan can make it in time. So this is a situation, Young Dylan, where we talk about like rushing the ball. You know, you have a loose ball here, and there's really no one pressuring you. And I know you like to dribble, so don't be afraid to maybe catch that and do something with it, or try to let it bounce once and power shot it and boom it upfield. You should be able to see Italiu kind of across the field and know that if you could put something off this wall or off the backboard, that he might have a shot at it. Again, returning back post, I think you got bumped there. Or returning ball side, I think you got bumped there, but we'll let it go. Yeah, Plunger Hat's doing a good job of returning here. So a little more space, Plunger, because you're the 3-man at this point. Italiu probably didn't rotate out like he should have, but he is in much better position to play this ball and to give you a nice pass. Yeah, right here, Plunger, you're making a challenge with the last man. It's just because you got caught up hesitating there. Oh, and it ends up resulting in a goal. Yeah. So, I'm going to call it there for the replay review, and then we'll go over a little bit of things as far as on the field, returning and boost lanes. Alright guys, so the overview was pretty good. Just some things you guys need to work on. You want to be returning ball side. And for that back cross rotation, if we're playing a ball over in this corner, we lose it or maybe don't get it, look to just come back, and if you have time, grab 1, 2, 3, 4 pads, and then be back post, ready to make a save. And if it's time's really tight, then you can maybe just grab 1, 2, 3. Or maybe time's really tight and you can only grab 1, 2, and then get back here to make a save. At your level, most people aren't going to be passing infield at you guys. They're going to be just playing the corner and trying to get the ball out to you. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Just make sure you're not returning ball side, and work on those rotations in and out where you're not in the way of your teammates. Alright, later.